Hi guys, just wanted to sit down with you and have a little 20-week pregnancy update chat. I don't have any notes here, so I'm really just flying by the seat of my pants and I'll just talk about whatever comes to mind. But I can't believe we are at the halfway point already of this pregnancy. I mean, when I think back to when I found out, it does kind of seem like a long time, but just knowing that I've got, that much more to go, it doesn't seem like that long. But things have really been going well. I am, right in that second trimester time, which I remember being, I think, the easiest time during the pregnancy because you're not dealing with as much fatigue. You're not really dealing with the queasiness as much. I mean, I still feel like I'm really sensitive to certain scents, but there's nothing that's really making my stomach turn, I'm not feeling as picky when it comes to certain foods. I think as far as food cravings go, I am wanting more sweet things than I remember wanting during the last pregnancy. Last time with Belle, I felt like it was all about salty, and now I'm wanting a little more sweet at times. I think I mentioned this last time, but like those crazy spearmint mints or like a peppermint, something like that is really all I need. Like one or two of those will really take care of that sweetness craving for me, but I don't know why it's got to be minty like that. Ooh, mint ice cream sounds good right now too. I have not been crazy with the ice cream at all. I think I mentioned to Tyler a couple weeks ago, I have had so little ice cream this pregnancy. Like one time I've gone out for ice cream, but that's fine. I don't need to linger on that thought of ice cream too long or else I'll have to have it. But just energy wise, I'm feeling good. I'm not always feeling the need to, fall asleep on the couch in the late evening hours. I can actually stay up pretty late, it seems like, even though I probably should be getting my rest. Continuing to keep my normal schedule, waking up, between 5 or 5:30 and getting started on videos like this. And I honestly do feel the urge to go to the bathroom at that time. Like that'll be when I wake up and I'm like, yeah, I definitely got to get out of bed because I got to pee. There'll be a time or two different nights. If I do wake up in the night, I'll feel like I have to go to the bathroom, but it's not that like continual or really routine urge that happens, I think, even further along in pregnancy. And as far as the bump goes, I feel like I have a very distinct bump right now. We've gone away from just looking like, is she just really, really bloated? Or like, it just feels very bump-like to me. And the firmness, that always blows my mind. Like when you touch it, how firm like the top of that bump is. Everything just feels so tight. And I have felt some of those ligament pains that they talk about. Like I'll notice it maybe after I've been sitting or staying in a certain position for a certain amount of time, and then I move, and maybe I move really quickly, and you'll feel that little tight pull. And I remember that kind of freaking me out during the first pregnancy, thinking, did I just ruin the baby in there? Like what just happened? But those little pains are really just your body adjusting, kind of stretching and shaping around this baby that's in there. So it's not like a prolonged pain, but you might feel that kind of like, I think they talk about where a swimsuit might cut in, right there on the tops of your legs, the groin area. And then I've even noticed some sort of up higher here, kind of around my rib area. And I have felt the baby moving a ton in there. And I was thinking back, I should have mentioned this probably in the last vlog because I'm pretty sure I felt the first movements at 15 weeks. And with Belle, I remembered thinking it was 18 weeks when I felt her move, although it could have been sooner just because I wasn't really sure what I was feeling. And now, I feel a movement and I really know what that is. So that's just a really awesome feeling, just that continual reminder that, hey, I'm in here. And I think it's definitely to the point where Tyler would be able to feel like it from the outside if he put his hand on there. But I guess the big news associated with this vlog would be the 20-week appointment that we went to. And that's the ultrasound where if you're going to find out boy or girl, a lot of people will find out at the 20-week mark. Like I said last time, our doctor offered a 16-week gender reveal ultrasound, so we took him up on that. But what's left out of that is all of the, really looking at the anatomy and measuring things out and doing all these really specific pictures that they want to get of that child. They'll do that at the 20-week mark. So this was where I think we found out more about the size of the baby, just kind of got some confirmation that the baby is healthy. I think I remember the ultrasound tech saying she's got everything she's supposed to have in there, and she's still a girl. I guess a family member had said to someone like, oh, I think the ultrasound was wrong. It's really a boy in there this time. And I'm like, ugh. But no, they saw her again, most definitely a girl. They just took measurements of like the length of the femur, and I think that helps them indicate exactly what time frame that baby is measuring up to. Like, I was between 20 and 21 weeks going in for that ultrasound, and they said she was measuring right around 21 weeks. And it was just so cool. You know, we could see the little hands, we could see like what looked like a thumb sucking happening in there, and just all this little movement that I can feel, but to see it like that is just so amazing. That just, it doesn't get old, it doesn't get less fascinating to be able to see what's happening in your body. And so this was just such a reassuring doctor's appointment, you know, to see that everything is kind of progressing how it should be. I'm not having any weird feelings or any, you know, unusual things happening for a pregnancy. So everything seems to be fine. And then we met with the doctor, and that was just a real brief chat, kind of going over the results of the blood test that I took the last appointment. They took my blood at the end, and this is kind of a test screening for the likelihood of Down syndrome and a couple of other things. I can't remember what the other things that is screening for. But if there was any problem or anything questionable coming up in the results of that blood test, they said they would call me after a week, and I never got a call, so they said no news is good news. So I'm thinking, yay, and I felt good going into this appointment and just got that added confirmation that none of those problems, none of those issues were of any concern to our doctor. So yay for that. I feel so grateful. I pray on this stuff so much, and I think about it, and I think, you know, I don't just go in there and expect that everything's going to be perfect. I just have that little bug in my ear saying, you know, you really got to count your blessings on this, because you just never know what kinds of things you could find out. And to be able to leave that appointment and think, oh, you know, I feel so good about the way everything's going. I feel so incredibly grateful. So I thank you guys for your prayers too. I know so many of you have said, I'm praying for you, I'm thinking about this pregnancy, and I'm really hoping for the best. And I thank you so much for keeping any of this in your head, or just sending up a prayer or two for me. That is so meaningful. If I keep talking like that, I'm gonna cry, so I'm gonna stop on that. But to remind myself of anything I'm leaving out, I'm actually pulling up this little 20-week, what's your baby doing at 20 weeks thing on the baby center. They did tell us that the baby weighs about as much as a can of pop in there. So that's a good visual, you know, if you pull a can of pop out of your fridge, or soda, or Coke, y'all. That's what our baby's weighing at. And they say the baby is swallowing more these days. And we could actually see that. We watched that happen during the ultrasound. This article says you may have gained around 10 pounds. Where was I at? I think I'm close to 10 pounds right now that I've gained. And then it says expect to gain another pound or so each week from now on. Oh, they mentioned taking childbirth classes. That was something we did with Belle, but I don't think we're gonna go through those a second time here. Not because we know everything, but just, I don't know. I feel like we took what we needed to take from those experiences. This article says sleeping through the night might be more difficult. I don't think I'm really noticing that so much right now, although I do want to bust out my pregnancy pillow, because sometimes, you know, as a stomach sleeper, I always really like to sleep flat on my stomach, and now I've got to kind of adjust to that, so maybe the pregnancy pillow will help me there. Heartburn, I haven't noticed much heartburn. Cramps, leg cramps, no. Hot and sweaty in the middle of the night, sometimes, but I would sometimes have that anyway, just regardless, because I run just at a hotter level most of the time. But yeah, that's about all I've got at this point in time. As far as preparations for the baby, I can tell you this much, knowing it's another girl, I look around and I just think, gosh, we got so many things that we will be able to, you know, reuse and get a second round of use out of, even things that were barely used by Belle. You know, I can make sure that I use them this time around. I've got all the clothes sorted into bins and labeled, you know, for whatever size they are. So we're ready in that respect. Not 100% sure what we're going to do in terms of an eventual room for this baby, because I know that we will have her sleeping in our room for probably a good chunk of time. And I kind of like the idea of maybe them being roommates eventually. But I have picked up a few like clothing items here and there just because this is exciting and I want a few new things. Oh, and I've been kind of nuts about going on Pinterest and looking at all the big sister, little sister outfit ideas that are out there. There's a ton. Got news for you. There's so many cute things. It's crazy. And for me, clothes-wise, I have picked up a couple of really great maternity clothes finds from Old Navy. I had to order them off of Old Navy's website because our local store does not carry maternity gear. But I got a great pair of jeans. They're kind of like a distressed sort of denim jean, and they sell them in the short length, which is ideal for me. It's like a skinny jean. They're a true pair of jeans, not like stretchy, but they've got the full like belly part, that panel that comes all the way up over the belly, and that's what I really like. So those have been great. And then I also got just a standard pair of leggings from Old Navy that also has that belly thing. And I like how on their standard black maternity leggings, the thing comes over your belly up high in the top and it goes a little lower on the back. And I'm very short-waisted, so for some reason those just fit me really well and that works. So I've been so happy with those. Also, like these, I'm pretty sure this is a maternity tank top from Target. Love those. I think it's Liz Lang maternity tanks. Those are such good quality. They stretch, they go back in, you know, you just continue wearing them on and off all throughout the pregnancy. I love those. I don't know, do we need a maternity clothes fashion show or something like that? Because I've definitely found some things that are must-haves. And I also want to do on this channel a video about like toddler must-haves and things that Belle has really, really liked, because she's got her preferences, I can tell you that much. She's got her things that she enjoys. Maybe a Belle favorites video is in order, but thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry for this long, rambly, slightly disorganized video here, but I just wanted to update you on how everything's going, and I thank you so, so much for thinking of us and caring about this pregnancy. So I'll see you soon. Bye.